Welcome to This Explainer. If you've ever been fascinated by the human mind and wanted to turn that curiosity into a lifelong, impactful medical career, you are in the exact right place. Today, we're taking a highly complex medical journey and turning it into a clear, actionable roadmap just for you.
Here is our agenda for today's Explainer. We'll cover the Mind Doctor profile, navigating the pathway, institutes and finances, career progression, and finally, pioneers in the field. Let's dive right in.
Section 1. The Mind Doctor profile.
Let's get straight to the core definition. Notice that very first word on the screen? Physician. That is absolutely crucial. A psychiatrist is a medical doctor first and foremost. Unlike some other mental health professionals who might focus solely on talk therapy, you are entering a specialized branch of medicine, fully devoted to the diagnosis, prevention, and treatment of complex mental disorders. Looking at this visual, you really get a sense of what the day-to-day actually looks like. It's built on a deeply intimate, communicative doctor-patient relationship. It's definitely not just about writing prescriptions. It's about real human connection when someone is sitting across from you in their most vulnerable state.
So, do you have what it takes? Take a look at these essential traits. Do you genuinely like helping others? Are you totally comfortable communicating? What about analyzing really complex situations? Honestly, being an effective listener is just as critical as all your medical knowledge combined. If you're nodding along right now, you might just have the perfect profile for this career.
Moving on to Section 2. Navigating the pathway.
So, how do you actually get there? Well, your medical journey starts pretty early. First, you've got to complete your 10+2 education, specifically in the science stream, meaning physics, chemistry, and biology. Then, you tackle a rigorous bachelor's degree, your MBBS. Finally, you cap off this intense educational phase with a specialized master's degree, like an MSc or MD in psychiatry. It's a long road for sure, but it's a highly structured one.
Now, to unlock those degrees, you've got to pass the gatekeepers. And yeah, it looks like a total alphabet soup of exams. Depending on your exact path, you'll be facing specific entrances. For your MBBS, you're looking at the NEET conducted by the NTA. For postgrad, that's the NEET PG run by the NBE. Plus, there's the NEET MDS and AIAP GT for other specific medical tracks. The bottom line here, you absolutely have to excel at high-stakes standardized tests to make this happen.
Which brings us to Section 3, Institutes and Finances.
When it comes to picking a school, you've got a ton of options across India. You could aim for top-tier government institutes, places like AIIMS with its branches in Rishikesh and Bhubaneswar, or government medical colleges in Kota and Assam. On the flip side, there are fantastic accredited private institutes out there, like the Apollo Institute of Medical Sciences in Chittoor or St. John's National Academy in Bengaluru. All right, the big question, how much is this all going to cost? Well, it varies wildly. The total course fee can be anywhere from a highly accessible 25,000 rupees all the way up to a whopping 20 lakh rupees. That massive difference is exactly why your choice of institute and whether you go public or private is an absolute game changer for your finances. But hey, don't let those higher numbers scare you off. You're not alone in funding this mission. There's actually a huge network of structured financial support available. We're talking the National Scholarship Portal for Central, UGC, and state schemes. There are merit-based scholarships straight from the institutes. For loans, the Vidya Lakshmi portal is a massive help. And definitely don't forget about state student credit cards in places like West Bengal, Odisha, and Bihar, along with standard bank education loans. The resources are there if you know where to look.
Let's jump right into Section 4, Career Progression and Workspaces.
When you picture a psychiatrist at work, you're probably imagining traditional settings: hospitals, a private clinic, maybe a nursing home or an ER. But your skills are actually needed everywhere. I'm talking about unique workspaces like courts, prisons, hospices, community agencies, and even within the corporate world. Or, you can always embrace your inner entrepreneur and set up your own private practice.
Before you put on that white coat, though, we need to talk about the day-to-day reality. This calling demands serious resilience. You're typically looking at a demanding schedule of 6 to 7 days a week, clocking 9 or 10 hours a day, and very often working shifts. It is tough, there's no sugarcoating it. But it's also incredibly inclusive. The source material specifically highlights that there are fantastic opportunities in this field for differently abled professionals. So what does the career ladder actually look like? Well, you start on the ground floor as an intern. After putting in the work, you become a junior psychiatrist, and then a fully fledged psychiatrist. As you gain years of experience, you step up to senior psychiatrist, and ultimately, you could even become the head of an entire psychiatry department. It's a really clear, rewarding upward trajectory.
And yes, as you climb that ladder, your income scales right up with it. During those early training phases, you're looking at entry-level figures around 8,500 rupees a month. But as you establish yourself and hit those senior positions, that number can jump to 1,70,000 rupees a month, or even more. Your dedication literally pays off.
Finally, Section 5, Pioneers in the Field.
If you want to understand the real impact you can make at the end of this journey, just look at this incredible legacy. Our source highlights a true pioneer, Dr. M. Sarada Menon. She walked the exact same rigorous educational path we just mapped out, graduating in medicine from Madras Medical College and earning her diploma in psychiatric medicine at the prestigious NIMHANS.
But Dr. Menon didn't just practice medicine. She completely made history. She was India's first woman psychiatrist, a true trailblazer. She founded SCARF, the Schizophrenia Research Foundation, and completely transformed the landscape of mental health care in the country. Her contributions were so profound that the government of India awarded her the Padma Bhushan in 1992.
And that brings us to the end of our explainer. Yes, the pathway is rigorous, the entrance exams are tough, and those hours are undeniably long. But if you've got that innate drive to listen, analyze, and truly care for people, this roadmap leads to an incredibly impactful medical career. So, I'll leave you with this. The map is laid out right in front of you. But are you ready to take that first step and become the next pioneer in mental health?